Note taking. What are your views on it? Whatever it is, teachers have always enforced the idea of note taking and had their students do it as an almost mandatory thing. Today, we'll be meeting Nicole, a student who is currently failing her classes. Why is she failing, and can her grades be saved?
Hi, my name is Nicole. I am failing my classes because I refuse to take notes and can't remember any of the information my teachers have taught me. But I now need to take my grades seriously. Can anyone help me?
Hi, my name is Mr. Ziski and I'm an expert at the art of note-taking. Today I am meeting a student named Nicole who is currently struggling with her classes due to the lack of note-taking.
Hi, Mr. Ziski. It's nice to meet you. I would like to know more effective ways to stay focused when it comes to taking notes in class to help increase my grades.
First of all, you must ask yourself the question, why would you take notes? Taking notes allows you to list down the main ideas and major details of the lessons you were taught that day. It can then help you out when you Now before starting to learn any of the note-taking methods, you must first learn the basics that all methods follow, and that is to abbreviate or simplify words. For example, you might use cont as a substitution for continued, and it'd still be acceptable as you can easily understand what it means, and obviously it means continued. Other examples of these can also include symbols rather than abbreviations, which such as without can be simplified even further into symbols such as without, but it's just going to be a W/O, or the word can be abbreviated into a plus sign.
How many well-known note-taking strategies are there in the academic world?
The methods of note-taking can be divided into outline form or mapping. An outline form type of note can be divided even further with the tone used such as a formal or informal, and can be divided even further into the type of format used. Mapping is a type of note-taking that uses a graph or some sort to divide up the information provided. I will be teaching you 7 different methods of note-taking. Keep in mind that these aren't the only forms of note-taking available, and that these are just examples being provided.
What is the recommended method for a beginner to use in note-taking?
The first method of note-taking is called mapping. Mapping is especially useful when making an outline for note-taking either isn't effective enough or the information being presented to you isn't clear or has a distinct organization. It can also be a great way to introduce you into the new world of note-taking, as it is more simple in that it requires less organization. To properly use mapping, first identify the source that you want to make a note of and identify what you believe is their main idea or topic in the center of a piece of paper. Then list out the supporting details and evidence that further supports your argument and connect them with the line to your main idea. When you believe that the supporting details for the main evidence can also use details, simply branch off from the detail that you want to support. The next method of note-taking I want to describe is Cornell note-taking, which is commonly used by teachers in school.
Oh, I know what that one is. Taking Cornell notes is a style that majority of my teachers want our notes completed in. In Cornell notes, we would draw a vertical line on the left side of the paper, and this is where we would end up writing questions that our notes can answer. In the right column, we would write all of the important information from the lesson we learned. Once done, the notes can be used as a study guide. You would fold the paper to where only the questions are visible, and you quiz yourself to see if you correctly understood the concept.
Yes, that is exactly correct. These simple steps in Cornell note-taking is why so many teachers end up enforcing it so much. Cornell Notes provides the benefit of a go-to study guide the moment your notes are finished and are usually ordered in a systematic way, making it even easier to review as a study guide. Another form of note-taking that can take on the form of a study guide with relative ease is the knowledge chart. A knowledge chart helps you understand the concepts you're learning in your classes by relating it to your already available knowledge. To do this, split a sheet of paper into 2 columns with equal proportions. Then write prior knowledge on one side and need to remember on the other. After being told the topic, list down what you already know of the topic. After reading through the passage which you are assigned, list down all the information that you don't know and you believe is a key part of the unit. Repeat this process until enough information is available to begin reviewing. Then take the parts from both sides of the column and create questions for you that you can help prepare for the test. Doing this, although is longer, it can, once again, provide a study guide and a set of specific purpose for reading by helping you isolate the information you're looking for. The fourth form of note-taking is called note cue cards taking strategy, and the name suggests it revolves around the use of note cards. This method helps you pinpoint the most major pieces of information from the text, and in groups can help raise discussions about the key terms and concepts described by the text. The only purpose the note cards serve is to help you locate the most important pieces of information while we're reviewing these, try to think about how the main pieces of information apply onto the entire text. Doing this will help you prepare for your questions you may have to provide with your answers.
Hi, sorry for interrupting, but Mr. Ziski, you are needed for an emergency involving your dog. You need to leave for the pet hospital immediately.
Due to Mr. Zieski's sudden absence, I will now be taking over for him. Luckily, he has left behind his notes on note-taking, allowing us to continue this program. Now, according to Mr. Zieski's notes, the next method of note-taking is called the Now I Get It strategy. Its purpose is to try to mentally engage you during your studies. It does this by encouraging you to reanalyze the information you listed down prior to completing the entire task. This is achieved by dividing the paper vertically into 3 columns, listing them as I do, I don't, and need to remember. During the lecture, we're reading through a passage. Every time you hear information that you believe should be listened down according to how well you value it and know it. Information that you believe you need to learn more about should be listened down in the I don't section for further reviews. After you answer the questions that you have, review them again and record them according to how well you value them, depending on your awareness or knowledge of it. Once you are satisfied with your notes, write what you will believe will be on the test at the bottom of the paper. This method encourages the periodic review of notes, encourages active learning and reading, and can make an easy study guide. This method allows you to improve your listening capabilities, create a go-to study guide, and can help with the first review of your notes by listing out what you still have not mastered yet. Now, the 6th method of note-taking is called the Take and Revise note-taking strategy. The processes within this method allows you to input the information that is being reviewed into your long-term memory by constantly repeating the information over and over again. This method is first used by drawing a line vertically approximately 2/3 of the page to the right of the line. Then record relevant information in the column on the right side of the page. Review that information within the range of 24 hours in order to relearn and repeat this information into your brain. Repeat this process over and over again and continue to modify and improve your notes every time by adding or deleting information. The final note-taking method uses text structure and is called the text structure note-taking strategy. This method uses the features already available in text to further improve your understanding of the topic and makes recalling the information easier. Keep in mind that if you fail to understand the use of the text structure, you will have a hard time using this method. You begin this by dividing the notebook paper into 3 equal vertical columns named text structure, example, and how this helps. Then completely organize it by going through the text and finding the support, an example of the support, and the explanation behind the support. This method helps you appreciate the importance of the textual structures the author uses and helps you prepare for understanding much more difficult texts. Now, this is all for the note-taking methods which Mr. Zieski wanted to tell Nicole. Thank you for tuning in today, and please wish Nicole the best of luck in her future classes.